Hey everyone, it's Tommy from the Goalie Craze Network, and today we are going to do one of the most requested videos that I get, and that is how to break in a goalie glove. So, let's get started. Okay, so first things first, this is the CCM Premier Pro glove, and as you guys saw in the unboxing video, it has a great closure right out of the box. However, it does take a little bit of effort to do this, so what we're going to do is use my break-in method to get a much easier closure, and we're also going to make sure that it gets as wide as possible so that we're able to block and catch any pucks. Now, for my break-in method, we're going to need a couple things. One is a towel, and the other is water, and then you're going to need some sort of a weight or a couch or something that you can put this glove under a couple times. So let's go ahead and go upstairs to my kitchen, and we'll get started. So the first thing we're going to do is turn on the faucet as hot as it can get. Now, if you're one of those people who has a faucet that it comes out extremely hot for coffee or tea, do not use that faucet. That is too hot. So this water that's coming out of this faucet is about 112.6 degrees Fahrenheit or 44.8 degrees Celsius for you Canadians and Europeans. And that's about right for what you're going to want. What we want to do here is heat up some of the foams and some of the material, and that way it's much easier to close later. So as you can see here, the positioning that I like to take for the water is to basically make a little hill so that you are putting the hot water at the very top of the hill and then it runs down over the palm. So you want all of that water to run over the outside of the palm, and that way we're going to heat up the foams on the outside. Now we're going to continue doing this for a full minute, and then we're going to switch to the other side. So now it's time to flip that glove over, and now we're going to run the water down the cuff. What this allows us to do is make sure that we're heating up all of the foams throughout that palm. So in the palm, of course, you have the break, and that's what we want to heat up here, and that way we're going to be able to get that very easy closure, and that will allow us to trap that puck easily and also stick handle with much more control. Now, just as we did with the other side, we're only going to do this for another minute. And make sure that that water gets inside the cuff and all around that break, and that way we make sure that we're heating up all of the foams at the same time. So, let's skip ahead to another minute. Okay, so we're coming up on 2 minutes here. So that's 1 minute on the outside of the palm and another minute through the inside of the cuff. Now our glove should be extremely hot and also very wet. So you're going to want to shake that out a little bit before you stick your hand in. Now, of course, before sticking your hand in, make sure that you're taking the temperature of the glove, and that way you're making sure that it's not too hot to stick your hand in, especially if you have water that's hotter than the one that I used. So, as long as you're okay with that, stick your hand in, and you're going to start to close the glove and make sure that you're going to get the closure that you want. One tip that I always like to make is that you're going to want to make sure at this point that your strapping is correct as well, because you're going to want to make sure that strapping is good so that your break is going to be the same with that exact same strapping. After making sure that the straps are exactly the way you want it for in the game, your next step is going to be to close the glove. Now you're going to want to make sure that you're going to get that really nice break, and now carefully remove your hand. Make sure that the glove stays closed, and that way it maintains that break. Now we're going to wrap the glove up inside this towel. Now the reason for the towel really is more to protect your floor or your couch or whatever kind of equipment you're going to be putting the glove under. Now you'll also want to make sure that this towel is keeping your glove closed completely. You don't want the glove to come open because you may end up with an unnatural break. So make sure that you're wrapping it up very tightly while also making sure that the towel encompasses the entire glove because you don't want any of that water leaking out onto your floor or your couch. Now find something really heavy that you can put on top of your glove. A lot of people use a couch or some weights, and this is a Bowflex. And I actually like this because there's a little point at which it goes on top of the glove, and that way it doesn't ruin, for example, the thumb protection or any other part of the glove. And now you can leave it underneath that equipment or couch for 24 hours. Don't touch it. Now at the end of those 24 hours, you can go back to your glove and unwrap it. And you will notice that it doesn't open very easily at this point, but once you stick your hand in, you'll notice it's a little bit moist, and you'll be able to close it pretty easily. So you can see right about here, it closes very easily, and also closes very easily along the break, as you see here. Now this is where I like to add an extra step in order to make sure that our glove opens completely. So we're going to put the towel back down underneath, and then we're going to make sure that our glove is open all the way and forced down on top of that towel. And then we're going to wrap it back up just to protect our equipment or the couch, and we're going to stick it back underneath the equipment for another 12 hours. Now if you want to leave it in there longer, you can, but you don't have to. I found that 12 works just as well. So leave it under there again, making sure that you're not putting too much pressure on that thumb protection. Once those 12 hours are up, come back to your glove and unwrap it, and you're going to have a beautifully open glove. And better yet, now you're going to be able to close it. So now give it a test for yourself. Put your hand in and make sure that it is wide and that you are strapped appropriately just as you wanted it before. And now you'll see you have a beautifully broken in glove that is ready for your next game or practice immediately. So, as you can see, this method works extremely well. You're not only able to close the glove very easily, but it also opens extremely wide, so you're able to have that very wide blocking surface and catch the puck. So definitely like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know how the method worked for you. Good luck, and I'll see you out on the ice.